Okay, what is going on? We're back again. I just want to see if we're back again. I think we are. Why am I not coming live over here? Why do I have to reload? Let's go, let's go, let's go. So the last stream, I actually uh, had the title part in that set to my gaming stream, the old part, and I forgot to update that part. But no issues. Well, I updated in the highlight, and we're going to start again with the part where we're going to continue with our assertion and testing of the function that we created for parsing the HTTP header, and we're going to see how it turns out and what updates we need to have. So currently our function, we're sending this as a request, and we're trying to assert a couple of other things. I'm just going to see that I do something like static void http header v2, and it's going to have state both of these tests works for us. I need to see if so. I think we were failing uh, at this part. So our function is failing where over here uh, it's having http 1.1 also in there. We don't want that, we just want the slash coffee part, right? So we'll just go and update our function, and like path, what can I do, what would I need to do over here? I'm passing it, I'm getting it from the space. Okay, I'm coming over here, I think, right? And subtracting c type position from here, which is a problem. I guess I need to do something like this. Which is going to be so I cannot do printfs in this, right? I cannot, I think. Hmm. So it's having all of this. Test C19. If we go to test C19, hmm, the path should be equal to slash coffee, but I think we're having uh, this whole in the path. We need to do, we need to remove the end part from over here, and for that I think I'll have to do, we're going to add it to the part where it has already, we're just going to add in the part of this, like the string length for that part. We're just going to concatenate, or just add it again in the space too, and then what we need to do is we need to do something like we need to subtract it from the original buff, right? um, we need to make it so that we don't need it after the HTTP, right? We don't need this part, so I need to do something. hmm, Maybe something like this, and then we can do and minus space 2, right? Let's see if it works. uh, I'll have to printf this. Printf me space 2 is this, this, and we can, we're not printing the path. Sorry. No, it should be just a slash up till. Hmm. We have the land, we need to add up that length, which is going to be space 2 before this, space 2 at this moment. Okay, this is fine. We're getting the correct part, I think. I need to print and at this moment. Okay, and we're getting, yeah, so this is fine. We're getting the end. We need to subtract this from this, right? So it should give us the end is correct. It's coming with a space and HTTP 1.1, and we already have the part, the initial part, which is the slash part in this over here. So I think this should probably work when you look into this. Mm-hmm. Let's see where the buff is standing. Okay, so buff is standing over here. We need to have this, and then we need to have the spaces. We need to have the first slash. So that means that it's going to go like this. It's going to be like this, and then we can target the space and see packet path. Let's see if this works for us. It skips the slash. It skips the slash. Maybe we don't need to do this. This works okay, but it skips the slash. Let me do. Okay. So we go just right to the next element and we add it, and then we get the path packet path slash coffee. Packet protocol is coming coffee dot http. Okay, we need to fix this. I think we have to move it so uh, packet protocol gets okay, we get everything okay. So now we can run the test for us, which is going to be huh. Okay, now it passes, right? We have the correct headers, we have the packet path, we have everything which is working for us, and we managed to get that out. What we did, we moved the buff forward also. Okay, okay. If I try to do this, will this? Yeah, this is okay. we just, because we already have moved to skip the space, by doing this we just do what, we just go to the next element itself, because we know that the next element is going to be the path, and it is a required thing. So I just need to add something like, I don't know, this was not added, let me see. Okay, so it's going to return -1 if it's incorrect, but what we're doing is just we move to the next element itself, because we know it's going to be the slash, the path part, and then we add it, add its length to the character also, which makes it like fully that whatever the character is there, it's just there, like for example slash coffee, and it's the whole character, for instance. And by this, and then we create a new character which is going to hold the end part, like the part where the path is going to end. It's going to be the first space that we have after the slash, and then we just do the subtraction. We just copy this space to string to the path array, or sorry, to the path character that we have. Str and duplicate is just kind of the malloc part, where we need to like if I try to do this manually without using str and div, I have to reallocate the packet dot path, and I have to create an array and do all that. So str and dub does that for us, and it just takes in the character that we want to copy. It's going to create an array on the heap of its size, of a space 2 size, and it's going to just copy this part, which is going to be, I think, and space 2, which is going to be the character part, right? And minus space 2 is going to just subtract the end part from the initial character that we have, and it's going to just copy that into the packet dot part. So it's just that. So yeah, okay. So invalid number of parts in request line, this is okay. And I think we're good to go. Okay, so we need to parse it as a stream, I think. That's true, but I never said it that we might get. So I think this we're parsing a stream at this time, but I think I am going to handle this use case later, because currently I don't have a scenario where I'm not getting the whole stream, and I'll have to change the read function also for myself. It's and so yeah, I think it's going to be okay. We just move forward. Our buffer size here is changes, and if you look at our test, you'll also recall that we added some test cases where only 1 or 2 bytes ensure that the variant and the hash cases are very something as small as the president's particulars where we want to optimize what programming again we like to start with the buffer size. So okay, the point is we haven't chosen octagonal, we've chosen a small number for that. Next, I just want to point out the difference between reading and parsing. Read into buffer, okay. Press 12. Moving it from be in one of many different states. For example, this function is not a statement. We already have this part, so we've got the request line. Now it's time to parse the request. It doesn't call the RFC uses term field line, but it's basically the same thing. Yeah, each field line consists of a case sensitive name followed by a colon, optional leading white space. One important thing, there can be unlimited amount of white space before and after field value. However, when parsing a field name, there must be no spaces in the colon and the field name, and the word these are valid. Okay. So so we're on to the part where we'll be testing on I think the headers. We already have the headers, we have the body also, but yeah, so let's see how this is going to work for us. One important point to note, there can be an unlimited amount of words before and after field value. However, when parsing a field name, there must be no spaces between betwixt the colon and the field name. In other words, these are valid, but this is not. Hmm. And here two simple tests I wrote. So headers are generally field lines. So I think the first one is the request line that we just fetched, and the headers we may have to separate them for testing purposes, right? So I think if I go to, I'm just going to go and I'm going to parse. I need to do this. It's going to mess up my logic a little bit. Hmm. Ay, 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 ay. So I have to move the pointer forward also so that it can be processed. I am going to do something like uh, right, and it's going to be buff plus equals right, and we're going to have something like this. Let's see. I think this is okay. I'm just going to check and see if I get I don't get the values. Hmm. Am I doing this correctly? The start and minus buff are the pointer ahead. La. So this seems to work. I think I was subtracting in the wrong way. I need to subtract from the buffer itself the starting part, and I gave it a starting point where I store the initial buffer, and then what I do is I move the buffer ahead, and I need to return the pointer where uh, the starting point was there, and I need to subtract it from the original buffer which we have, so that it has the actual position of the pointer, which is the correct one. But there is one thing that is causing an issue, which is I think we are doing something. Packet path is coming. Why is it showing me curl? I think it's escaping this part where it's escaping the host. Packet protocol, content type, content length is being and body is being correctly done, but this part is having some trouble. Let me just see what control type is. User agent protocol is this. I can have okay. I have a problem with my G, it just double clicks. I have to replace, I think, the key or the switch itself. I think uh, this should be like this, I think, right? This should be named this, and what the hell. And why can I not go inside of this? Okay. Parse HTTP body, parse request line should be this, and this should work now. Okay, works for me. And there has to be, I need to check with the tests also. One failed test edition. Okay, the exception segmentation fault. There is a segmentation fault. If I do this, Okay. Mm, parsing the request line, we are doing this. We are doing the protocol. We're giving it back. Let's see. I don't want to parse the body, and I can. Okay, sorry. I think we need to do. Should do something. Yeah. Sorry. We were not giving it the right function because obviously we changed this. So I'm gonna have a similar function. It's going to have and we can do something like HTTP header is fine. I think the body is also coming fine. If I can just make a curl request, body is coming fine, content line, content type, everything, path is also coming fine, protocol is okay, post is okay, everything is fine. So I can do the testing, which is going to have host. I need to do one thing, is header is currently only having this part, right? So I need to move these two, sorry, right? I'm gonna have, and it's going to let me just check this. Body, everything is coming okay. I'm gonna check it once more. So headers, we have the content length, we have the content type, and then we're returning the buffer, subtracting from the start. We're giving it that, and then we've already moved forward in this. We need to remove the start from this, right? It just works. Let's just test it. The valid singular, okay. packet dot 20, and what else is there? 23. What is this? I think we can do hmm, this should fail because it's having a space between the colon. This right? So I think this probably should fail for us also. And no. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Host local host. Should probably give us. Hmm, hmm, it should not work. It should not because I'm. See, we're throwing the error. The content length, content type is, and should just throw the error, right? Everything is messed up. I think we need a different way to test this. Mm, Something's going on. How is this possible? Packet dot host. This is null when I'm trying to send it over here, but for some reason it's working there. Maybe I'm not asserting it properly. How can this pass when it's not being able to pass over here? Right? If I do something like this over here, it doesn't pass it. It just doesn't pass it. It brings out the packet dot path. Look. Okay. But it still sets. Sorry, we're not working for. For you. Some weird stuff is going on over here. It passes even on the protocol. Oh no way! How can I do this dumb shit? And damn it! Let's just bring this over here. Seems okay for me. Huh? I think you guys just saw that happen to me. Oh my god, I cannot believe how many times these kind of things happen when you try to program. This has to be one of the most iconic things when you do programming. I don't know what to say. Okay, so I think that would be it for today. I'm a little tired. I'm gonna go sleep. Until then, you guys take good care of yourself. Enjoy and keep bashing to bits. Hope to see you guys maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, let's see when I get the time to stream. And yeah, so enjoy. Bye bye.